Hey there, thank you for checking out the demo video of the budget template version 1. Before we get started though, I do want to let you know that if you go down into the description, you'll see down there a way for you to get your hands on a free spreadsheet. So it'll take you to a page, and on that page you can choose what spreadsheet you want based on what your most desired need is, and have you a spreadsheet to play around with. Alright, so back to the demo. Whenever you first get this file, the budget template version 1, when you first get the file, you'll come to this page here, and it's the Start Here page. The Start Here page will have the instructions on how to set up your budget. Now you can use the video tutorial, or you can use the written instructions. You can use both. You can do whatever you want. So the YouTube tutorial, this little button here is where you're at now, the video you're watching. So if you go here and click the link, it'll take you to this video. And the demo budget spreadsheet that we're going to be using in this video, if you go right here where it says click to view the example template, if you go there, then you'll have that example template. So you can click that and it'll open it up, and that way you'll always have the example to look at if you need something to look back on. And if you scroll on down, then you have written instructions. That's pretty much going to go over what we're going to talk about in this video. That way you will have that if you're the type of person that needs to have those instructions written out for you. All right, so that's your first tab. Your second tab is the budget tab, and this is just a blank budget tab for you to get started with. So from here, we're going to go over to the budget, example budget, so that we can talk about what to do with this template. What I like to do and what I recommend you to have is a blank budget. To always have a blank budget and a master budget. Now you can use this template for monthly, you can use it weekly, you can use it by paycheck, you can use it bi-weekly, bi-monthly, it doesn't matter. You can use it for whatever you want, but it's good to have a master of whatever that range is. So say you want to do monthly budgets, then you'll have that master of that monthly budget, and that way you don't have to keep entering your information in over and over and over. And here's what I mean by that. This right here is the blank, and if we go over to the master and you scroll down, and you'll see that I have income entered in here and bills to pay and all of that. That's my master, so that way I don't have to type that in for every month. This demo is based on a monthly budget. Okay, so let's go back to blank. This is your blank. Keep a blank so that way if you accidentally delete out a formula or something like that, then it's no big deal. You always have this blank to come back to. I like to rename my tabs to whatever it is that the purpose for it is. So this did say budget down here where it says blank. It did say budget, so what I've done was just double click that and typed in blank. Or you can right click it and do rename, and that is the same thing. All right, so once you get that, then go ahead and right click that tab and do duplicate. And whenever you hit duplicate, it's going to give you another tab, and it's going to say copy of blank or copy of budget, whatever it is that you have it named down here. So then you will just double click this tab and you will name it master. All right, once we get that name, then we can go in and start setting up our budget. So the first thing that I do want to talk about before we start setting up is the shaded cells. These shaded cells are not meant to be changed in this template. Many of them have formulas in there, and that's what makes your template automated, so you don't have to do anything. All you got to do is enter your information in, and all your numbers and all your graphs will come alive on their own because of this automation. So you don't want to change any of these. You don't want to delete these formulas or anything like that. But don't worry, if you accidentally come in here and say you accidentally get in this and you push a button, and whenever you do that and you hit enter, you're going to get this warning. It says heads up, you're trying to edit part of the spreadsheet that shouldn't be changed accidentally. So if you meant to make that change, say you know all about spreadsheets and you meant to make that change, then you would click OK and the change would happen. If you did not mean to make the change, then you just click cancel and it'll go back to normal. So it'll be fine. So you will probably see that message at some point as you're typing in your stuff in these spreadsheets. And if you do, it's okay. Just hit OK if you meant to. Hit cancel if you didn't. Say you are making a bunch of changes, and if you noticed, we'll go back there again. If you noticed there was a little don't show this again for 5 minutes. So say you are making a bunch of changes and stuff, then you can check that and it won't pop up again for 5 more minutes. All right. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started on filling out our master budget. So if you go down to the incoming and outgoing tracker, you can fill in your income. These dates right here, these are set up to where you can enter just a number. On the master, I recommend just entering the number, the day of the month that is typical for this. You don't have to enter anything. You can have that blank if you want. And then you'll do your description and you'll do your planned. And you'll do that for each section. You'll do it for your bills to pay, your planned. And then whenever you get over to your savings and your debt, you'll notice there are a couple of extra columns. Same old date, description, and same old planned. But then you'll see that you also have a goal. So if you have a savings goal, then you can type that in here. And what will happen is as the actual is filled in, then your remainings will start changing and your balance saved will start changing and those things. Your debt, same thing, except it's debt owed. So you'll just put that amount in there and then you'll start seeing these numbers change based on your actuals whenever you fill in your budgets. All right, it's going down to the purchases. So the purchase tracker and analysis. Your budget that you have will already have these categories filled in, but you can change them to anything you like. So say if you changed this to this fast food, say you changed it to, I don't know, let's do something else. Household, let's say baby. Let's do baby supplies. Say you don't have a baby, but say instead you have horses. So if you change this to horse supplies, I'm getting the heads up only because I'm changing something that I've already got in there. So if you change that to horse supplies, then if you go over here to category, you'll see that it says horse supplies and baby supplies isn't there. So those will change across the board. Same way with down here. This little area down here, once you start filling in your purchases, then you'll be able to see a summary. I'll show you that in the next tab. But if you click here, then you'll see that also changed to horse supplies. Okay? So let's put that back. And once you get your master tab all filled out, and one other thing, you'll notice this, see this where it says left to budget here, left to budget here. I've kind of got these spread out in the spreadsheet so that way you don't have to scroll up and down to see what's remaining. That way you'll be able to fill these out and you'll just sit right here. That will automatically calculate what you have left over to budget for the master budget. And same thing down here. Once you put in your planned amounts down here, so say we put in for auto maintenance, put in $50, then you'll see that left to budget went to negative. All right, so that's just a good little visual thing for you to have quickly. All right, once you get your master filled out, then you want to right-click your master and click duplicate. And whenever you click duplicate, then it's going to give you a new tab, and you can double-click the name, or you can right-click and hit rename and change that to whatever you want it. I've changed it to May 2025 because I am doing a monthly budget from May 1st to May 31st. So the first thing you'll do is just go in here and put in your dates. The starting date, the ending date. Oh, I didn't mention it before, but the currency, if you were to change this currency, then it will change throughout the spreadsheet. So all of these would change if you change that up there. All right, now you'll enter your starting balance. So whatever it is that you're starting out with, you'll enter that number there. So if you have an amount left over from the previous budget, or if you have dollars that you're just starting out with. All right, once you get down here, your date and your description and your plan will already be filled in because you did that from the master budget. So those will be filled in. So you can come down here and edit these however you like. You can delete out, maybe you don't need this one and you want to delete that one out. So you can, delete it out. Do whatever it is you want to do. You can change whenever you duplicate this. These dates here are going to say 1, 7, 10, 14, 21, 28. You can change those to 5, 1, 5, 7. The date that you want. You can leave them. It doesn't matter. Then over here on bills to pay, you'll see that information will all come over. Same thing with savings and debt. All right. So from this point, once you get this edited to the way that you want it for your particular budget that you're working on, you'll have it ready for your actuals to come in. As you get paid, as you pay bills, you can fill in these actual amounts. And then, or it could be that you get the bill in the mail. Say you get your electric bill in the mail and you haven't paid it yet, but you got it in the mail and you know it's going to be $249.96. Well, then you will just, sorry that keeps popping up like that. It keeps popping up like that because I haven't done all the protections on this example one. Then it will open up, and once it's paid, you can check this little box. And whenever you check that little box, then it'll gray it out. And that way you'll know that that's been paid. Same thing with savings. Once you make that payment, then you can check it off and it'll cross it out for you. That way you'll know it's been done. And as I was saying earlier, like right here for vacation, the actual that was paid was $75. The go was $5,000. Here you'll also put in the amount that you've already got saved when you started this budget. So like that was $5,000. You've already got $4,700 saved, so it's saying you have the balance saved is $4,775 because you got $4,700 saved. You added $75 to it, and that's what it tells you, the amount that you have saved. And this here is the amount that you have remaining to save to reach your goal. Is what these are. Debt works the same way. It's just, money that you owe. So this is the amount you owed. This is the amount that you've paid so far. You'll enter that in. And then once you enter in your actuals, it'll let you know how much you have paid and what you have remaining to pay. And then, of course, as you pay them, you can check them off. All right. So down here in the purchase tracker and analysis, as you make purchases, you'll enter those dates and you'll enter those purchases here, and then you'll choose the category that they fall under. And what that does is it automatically calculates your actuals over here. So once you enter these in, these actuals will automatically calculate, so that way you'll see where you're at your planned versus your actual. And one of the things that I really love about this spreadsheet is if you scroll on down, you can analyze what it is that you've done. So say for groceries, you've spent $498, but you're wanting to see where all did you spend those groceries at? I mean, where did that come from? So you can come down here in your category and you can choose groceries, and it'll tell you only the grocery purchases instead of you having to go through all of these up here and try to decipher what's going on. So say you want to look at fuel, so you'll come down here and you choose fuel, so it will automatically fill those fuel transactions in for you so you can easily look at it. All right, and that is about it for this. It's a pretty simple budget. Of course, once you fill in all your amounts, then your numbers up here, they come alive. You've got your overview here that lets you know what you've planned, what your actual, and what the differences are. You have up here, it tells you what you have left to spend. what you have left to budget, back on the master, or if you want to add more stuff. So say you have left to budget $64 and you want to put that into like a savings to make it a zero-based budget, something like that. You'll see here your actual money that's coming in, your actual money that's going out. You'll have a visual of that. You'll have for your savings, you'll see what it is, that how much you have saved, how much you have remaining to save, and for your debt, you'll see what you have paid and what you have left to owe. So that's all just a quick reference there at the top. And if you scroll down a little bit, here's some graphs to give you some visuals of those. So like your spending breakdown, your purchases breakdown, what are you spending your most money on this? It's groceries. And then you'll have your plan versus actual, so you'll have a visual of how close you are getting to your plan numbers. Then whenever it comes time for your next budget, you'll duplicate the master again, and you'll start all over. So that is pretty much it. Pretty simple. It's a very simple budget, but it's a great budget to keep yourself on track. And this is one of the type of budgets that I use to get out of debt myself. So I hope you enjoy the video. And if you don't already have this spreadsheet, again, down in the description, you'll learn how you can get your hands on it. So I hope to see you again in another video. Thanks. Bye.